Hey everybody. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make some adorable, tiny little gift bags out of something kind of unexpected. These are tea bags, and they are not used tea bags. I've seen a lot of crafting where people use their tea bags and then they rinse them out and dry them. I just bought mine. So I'll have a link to those down in the description. I do like the unbleached ones the best, but they are available both ways. I just put down some Payne's Gray paint, and then that's in a thin layer. And then I pressed a magazine page onto it because I wanted tiny details on these, and I really like text. So I dried that layer of text, and now I'm going to add some different colors behind it and just mix those all together. And again, I'm taking the paint off, the extra paint, so that this layer can also be pretty thin. You want to be able to actually see the text, which you're starting to be able to do. And then you'll see that some of these little bags I had already printed partially, and you're about to see why. So I arranged those so the already printed part is off the plate, and I'm just picking up a little bit with the unprinted part. And this way, these get really colorful. They have lots of different big color blocks on them, and it just makes for a more interesting little bag, as you will see in the end. So you just press those on there. These are a very absorbent paper, so they're perfect for gel printing. There you can see the gold paint and the little text details, and they get kind of a distressed look as there's little bits of dried paint from previous prints, and they have kind of rough edges, and I just think that looks amazing. Like, that is the coolest little gift bag. You could put a little piece of jewelry in there. You could put a cookie in there or some candy, any small gift that you have. Now, this time I wanted to recreate that, but with gold paint, because I think the gold really adds a bunch. So I just put a layer of gold paint down. I didn't do the whole text thing. And I'm just adding it over the top of these other painted areas, and then also in some blank areas. So there's one that was completely unprinted that's going to pick up most of that gold. Now, I do find that metallic paints tend to dry a little bit faster on the plate, so you have to work a little bit faster when you're picking up metallics. But I love having that shiny look there. Very fun. And see, you can see where it's leaving more gold on the plate, and that's because of the drying. So just be aware of that. So now I'm going to recreate the text, but this time with gold text. So this will be a very faint text layer. So I'm just taking my magazine page again, and look how cool that is. So it's just going to be over the darker bags that are already printed. So this is some clear matte medium, and that's what I'll use for my pickup layer. And then I'll take the already printed bags, so bags that have printing all over them, and I will pick up this very faint gold text with those. So this time I just have 4. And this is going to look so cool. I love this. It's very, very subtle, which is fun for these bags. They almost end up looking like a batik almost. See that gold printing on there? Very, very fun. Little tiny bit square off in the corner, and these two will have it all over. Just so subtle and cool. Love this one. I love those greens and blues together for some reason. It's really neat looking. It ends up looking very, very vintage. So I will start with gold again. I cannot get enough of this gold, and it's a great finishing layer for previously printed darker little bags. So that's what I'm doing here. I had a blue that I had put on there that I really felt like was too dark, and I wanted to make the tone match the other colors more, so you can see how now it looks more like it has the same value as that red, and I just like it a little bit better. Again, this is going to dry pretty quickly, and I am out in my sister's garage, so it's drying pretty fast, but it's okay because any paint that I put on top of this now is going to then go back and pick up that gold. So I'm going to mix my favorite, which is Azo Gold, with the gold and add the one kind of color family that I didn't really have in some of these earlier prints was a nice warm yellow. So that will give me this. And mixing the Azo Gold with the gold actually makes it not dry quite as quickly. I don't know why somebody maybe can put in the comments why the metallics would dry faster. I don't know if it's just because it's like a physical, like glittery substance in there, so there's not as much of the medium or what, but it definitely is a thing. So now I'm going in and filling any little spots that had remained unprinted from previous prints. And you can keep doing this until the entire bag is covered with color, of course. And when I get done with these, I will show them all to you. I'm not going to take individual photographs of all of them because I made so many of them on this day. This was one of my really funnest gel printing projects, and now I have all these little gift bags. So I'll just show them to you, and then I'll just take pictures of a couple so you can kind of see them close up. But look at the text details in there. And then some of them, like I said, they're picking up like grungy little bits from the plate from previous layers. And so you'll get these little dark spots and kind of grunge spots. And I think that's so much fun. Really cool. There's the gold text. There's some black text. And you can keep it simple. If you just want to do text and then a color, you can. But I thought these little partial prints made for much more interesting bags. And that color blocking, putting some shapes in there, is really super fun. So here are the finished little bags, just a small sampling of them. The supplies are in the description. Thanks so much for watching.